I know you being touched. You being touched like I'm being touched. Now let's see this thing. Hajj is 5 days. I'm going to talk about the 5 days of Hajj with the 5 senses and 10. I won't be out here. I won't be long. Most people don't talk a long time, but I'm not going to talk long. You'll have the 5 days of Hajj because it's speaking to your 5 senses. And what is it telling you? Allah has given you 2 ears. And when Allah speaks about our faculties, He said, you'll have hearing and seeing. If you read the Quran, you'll always hear as-sami wa basir. You'll never see the sight come before the hearing. The hearing comes before the sight in the Quran, over and over and over again. Why? Because Allah has given us great insight to let us know that you will always hear knowledge before you can understand it. You'll hear truth, but you can't see it. What your mother told you when you were 6, 7, 13 years old, many of us 30, 40 years old said, oh, now I see what my mother was telling me. Huh? So Allah says that. And He has given you hearing and insight. So why is the hearing first? Because He wants us to see, look, He's given us 2 ears. But didn't we not have 2 ears inside the womb? Huh? So why do we have 2 ears in the womb? Because we were hearing the message from God directly. Now listen now. People don't believe this, we don't have time to prove it. But Allah is telling you when you're out in this world, He has given you a land like this. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. And what does it mean? It means pay attention to what will evolve your life. See here? 2. And what does a human being have first? He has his spirituality first. His spirit is first. He has a great spirit. She has a great spirit. Before the child can talk and communicate in any language, the child has a spirit that goes out from itself. And if you are right, that child is peaceful. Its spirit permeates the atmosphere, the room that you're in, and that child is completely at peace. But if you come in that room and you have had an argument with somebody, and you try to go near that child can't tell mama, I don't want to go to you. The child can feel that your spirit is broken, and your broken spirit upsets its spirit. And the child can't communicate with mama and say, mama, I don't want to go to this person. What does the child do? It automatically cries. What does that tell you? That what the human being had first was his spiritual excellence. You understand that, huh? That's one hand like this. Oh, Allah, let me hear the spiritual message that no tongue can recite, that no eye can hear. Man, I don't know what you're talking about. Before the Quran was in written form, like this, before you could see it, Muhammad saw it in here. Before it was recited out here, Muhammad heard it in here. That's why you have 2 ears. Allah wants you to hear the beautiful, correct message in the world. But if the world becomes corrupted, then Allah wants you to go back to the inner ear that He started with day 1. So we're hearing the believers is to evolve to heedfulness in the intellect. I'm giving you now this interpretation. The hearing is to evolve to heedfulness in your intellect. It's to evolve. See? Second thing Allah gives you. That's it. I'm going to 2 now. Second thing is eyesight. Eyesight. Sight comes after hearing in the Quran. And what is it to evolve to? You have to struggle. This is hard. It's hard in a practical way. The last days are hard, the last days. And these last 5 days are hard for you to struggle with the excellence that God has given you. And what is that? What is that eyesight to do? It is to evolve as perception in your intellect. Allah doesn't want you to depend on eyesight. He wants you to depend on insight and perception inside the soul. Allahu Akbar. So you have 1, 2 eyes. The Then you'll have what? You'll have taste. Like here, see, taste. And taste is to evolve in the intellect, to become discriminate, to differentiate, giving one the ability to tell the difference between minute subtleties. You know, if you take a little child who just learning things and you tell the child, go get me some beef, the small child, the child won't go to the fruit section, the child won't go to the nut section, the child will go to the meat section. But the child doesn't have this ability to discriminate. It's called forgot. The child is useless in the meat section, but he may come back and bring you pork. You see? So taste, this is what taste is talking about. That allows you for the taste that you have to evolve into discrimination, into moral ethics. And you know, people who don't do right, you say, boy, they got a terrible taste. They have a poor cultural taste. Right? This is what they say. The next thing we have is you'll come down here, get the smell, nose. You see? And for the human being to struggle in the true meaning of Hajj, the smell in the physical body is to evolve into intuition. Yes. It is representative of the intuitive power in your soul. Now I have to give some examples so you can get a lot out of this. You know where you best see this intuitive power that's greatest? Is in the mother. When the mother has a small child and the child is crying and you can't even hear it. I had 10 children and I had this experience. I never heard them cry at night, but I would watch my wife jump up. And I'm like, what is she jumping up for? You know what I mean? I didn't hear a thing. And she run in the room and the child may be choking or smothered under the covers. You see? So this intuitive power, Allah intends for this to evolve from just raw smell. Yes. So I want to give you this. And you know what's so funny about it? If you notice that Ramadan comes in the 9th month, doesn't it? Yes. And the Hajj is 10 days, you can say it's 5 days, you can say it's 10 days. But the Hajj is really 1 day. If you miss all the days of Hajj, but you get there on the 9th day called Arafat, then you have made the Hajj. Are you listening to this? But if you make all the days and don't make the 9th day, you have not made the Hajj. So what is Allah telling us today? He's telling us that He wants us to look, if you've been born as an individual, then understand now, I want you to be born as an ummah, born as a community. You have to come into community consciousness. You cannot survive as an individual. You survive as an ummah. I have to go. I'm struggling. God knows. I have a lot of emotions. It tells me to take my time. I'm happy with what I'm doing right here. And I hope I'm helping. Am I helping you a little bit? Take a lot of spookism out of it? Yeah. Look. It says, وَلَقَدْ جِئْتُمُونَا, and most certainly you will come to us. Furada. Give me Furada. Alone. كَمَا خَلَقْنَاكُمْ. You're going to come by yourself. خَلَقْنَاكُمْ, as we created you the first time. أَوَّلَا مَرَّةٍ. This is the Quran. مَا خَوَّلَنَاكُمْ, and you won't be with what we have given you, but you will be by yourself. You won't have it. Now look, when we make our prayer, we make our prayer for the